I can record and everything. Did you miss the part where we shifted the region that the servers were running off of, and suddenly Mike and I didn't hate our
Suck.
our video signal or audio signal rather?
Do I still sound like I'm coming over a telephone?
No, you sound great.
You kind of sound a little.
Well, a little
speakerphony.
Like I can hear the space you're in, but that's just I think being further back from the mic maybe or something.
I'm not using the mic today, and I'm also have not done any sort of like acoustic paneling on the office here.
So no, you don't sound like you're on a phone. You sound like you're in a room with a little bounce back.
Mm-hmm.
It's not bad at all by any stretch.
I've been in far worse conference calls.
Yes indeed. I heard I was listening to the audiobook as I mentioned a number of times for Nemesis, the supers, and there's a bit in there where there's a lot of yelling at different characters, and they solve this, which is how I had to do it and stuff that I've recorded as well. By you still do the shouting somewhat, but you step back from the mic so that it's not just blasting into the mic. The problem is that when she does this, you in ways that you just don't anywhere else in the recording really hear the space she's in. And you can tell she's in a sound deadened booth, but she's not anywhere near the mic, so you can still hear that
dead space.
You get that you get that sound of dead space in there. So it's kind of a bummer, but not a big deal. All right. So okay. I'm tempted, so we had love letters, which I think I will provide a link to. No, I can't. Oh, I rebooted. Hang on.
I put it in Roll20.
Thank you. All right. So we have the love letters, and I've been thinking about this because I'm not in. Okay, so a number of you, and I want to.
Are you not in love with your love letters?
No, I love them. I think that they're.
He loves them too.
I love them
not
so
much, but unwisely. What phrases?
So I have thoughts because a couple of you, and I want to take them seriously, even though they may not have been said in all seriousness. A number of you said, "Man, I wish I could just have all of these things and the failure." And I mean, here's the thing: if we all did that, it would be kind of overwhelming. There would be a lot of shit going on. Yes. Maybe. Some of the stuff is so overlappy that I think it would probably just provide more depth to the stuff that I don't think it adds any more to what's going on. I think it just provides more information. But that gives you a lot of actionable stuff, and then there's not enough time in the day to do everything. If somebody really feels strongly about this and really wants to at least throw it out there, we can review the love letter, see how horrible that would be, and if everybody's kind of like, no, that's cool, let's screw him and give him all these things, we can do that. And if everyone's like, that feels like it's going to be just horrifying, we'll roll. Because the thing is, I love all of them, and I'm happy with anybody picking any of those things. There's some I love a little bit more, but I wouldn't have put them in there. I'm also kind of concerned, and please speak up with regards to these love letters. If you kind of want all of, like, more than like most of them, because they feel like they're all just facets of the same thing and you want that thing. Because if I didn't differentiate the choices far enough out into separate subjects, that's sort of my screw up, and I can fix that, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
What do you guys think? I mean, if there's anything like that, by all means review your letters briefly and see if it's like I want all these things because they seem like they aren't differentiated enough. I can do on the fly tweaking. I thought I kind of split it up, but I just want to make sure. That was my concern, is like, well, maybe they want all these things because they're all awesome, and maybe they want all these things because it feels like it's actually just one big thing. I don't know.
I wouldn't say that mine are. In fact, all of mine actually kind of go off in different directions, but a couple of them hit. A couple of them. One of them hits on something I was already planning on. One of them kind of changes around something that I thought was going to happen, and another one kind of gave me this brilliant idea. I don't know what the hell I was going to do with the failure one, but it would certainly be an interesting rabbit hole to go running down.
Believe me when I say that dealing with what happens on the failure one is really not your problem. It is my personal joy and pleasure and really honor to take that one off your hands. So have no fear about that failure condition because I've got you. I have got you like Link cradling Concord in the middle of a fight in midair while the cameras roll. I have got you. I ship it. Anyway, I don't actually ship it.
To be concerned, Dad.
All right. So I guess the tougher question then is, with all of these love letters, who wants to go first? Because I think some of what people end up deciding, I know you guys sort of force rank to these things in terms of like, well, if I roll X, then I know what I'm going to pick. But I also think some of those decisions may change depending on what happens with other people. At least I imagine that could happen. So
sure.
Who really wants to be who wants to be in the dunk tank first? Interesting situation where you're in the dunk tank and also throwing the ball.
Juggling the balls.
Yeah. Who's going to throw the ball? And yeah.
If no one else will, I will.
All right. I'm not going to do a previously on because I think this is sort of the previously on because it covers a bunch of the stuff that will have happened up until we open up into scenes. So we will go to Concord. Dear Concord, I read all these to my daughter at her last swim meet on Saturday, and she was just she just was like
rolling.
Yeah, she was. Oh my God. She loved she goes, I want it all to happen. I want all of it to happen. And then I want to know what happened. She can't be on tonight, unfortunately. So I have to upload this immediately after the game is done so she can listen to it while we're driving across South Dakota tomorrow. So anyway.
That is the best outcome, is if you want all the things to happen.
Yeah. No, and that's...
I don't know. I think the best outcome is when you don't want any of the things to happen.
It's like you want all of them for various reasons. All right, it's the worst day ever, not over yet. Roll danger on a 10 plus pick 2 on the 7-9 pick 1. You've got your Aegis guy. What did the reporters ask?
Yes, the one I wanted.
What did you get?
I got a 5.
Oh my God! All right, so you pick one, and either the intensity of the press conference or scanning Pneuma, pick one, provided enough emotional inoculation/shock for your concordance shard to come out of its coma. It has taken the measure of humanity, seen its own failure not guiding you quote unquote properly, and must take steps. Shift danger up, mundane down, and buckle up. So,
all right.
That's a thing.
All right. So this will be the easiest part. I think it was scanning Pneuma.
Okay.
Provided it just because it was such different
data.
It was probably such different data than everything else that had cropped up until then. So it's just like, wait, I might actually know what's going on here.
I can actually sort of. I mean, Pneuma is. Did you say something initially about how like the Concordance sort of likes children, or finds them simpler?
That seems like a thing.
Because Pneuma, in some expressions or some, if you look at her from certain angles, is younger. I mean, she's Link, spun off in one direction. But she's what, 2 years old? Something like that?
Around there, depending on how you count it.
So the complexity of the situation is both. She contemplates very complex and sophisticated ideas, but she does them with a purity of focus that what she thinks about and what she's learned and what she ponders and pursues and stuff. She pursues with the singularity of a 2-year-old, except with the sophistication of an 18-year-old. So there's I feel like she'd be a cleaner, clearer, brighter scan in some ways.
Well, not just that, but recent events probably have also brought her more into a sharp point with
Yes.
her feelings.
Yes, she certainly has very strong emotions going on right now, especially right when you scanned her. So that's excellent. So pick Numa.
Yes.
We will worry about the concordance thing in just a bit.
That's good.
Now you have to pick one of those various
Yes.
options.
Yes, and I am going to pick number 2. There's no way Sable Star is completely out of the picture, which is both good and bad.
Bad because she'll be back, but good because it seems like she's the only person who can really help you learn more about your powers. Maybe. That seems like a bad idea, but so does everything else right now. Oh, this is the one that Kaylee thought was the best one. What one weakness have you encountered with the Concordance powers that imitating Sable Star will let you ignore?
So, I had to pull my audience for this one.
Okay.
But what we finally came up with was that so Concord continually gets screwed when he's scared because he almost
Yes.
always winds up falling at some point during all of that.
Yep.
However, Sable Star has gravity powers, and those kind of are like flight, kind of.
Sure. Okay.
For certain levels of flight.
Okay.
And so the method that she the thing Adam would have to do is she was awfully gleeful at causing chaos.
Right.
So Adam would have to emulate that sort of childlike sadistic glee in order to emulate the gravity powers.
Or if nothing else, like childlike disregard for consequences and stuff like that, which you're really not so very far away from. There was something.
Paint your toenails. Go paint your toenails.
What was crap? I was just thinking about something there.
But yes, since glee is not an emotion that falls inside of the normal concordant spectrum, that's kind of that little wiggle room there.
What's the thing you have to do to get rid of afraid?
In order to get rid of afraid, I have no idea. Let's see.
I'm just wondering if it parallels that behavior somewhat, because I kind of
run from something difficult.
Okay, that's not quite right. That's more of like something for clearing. It feels like that sort of behavior is something that would clear one of your other conditions also. But
hopeless, like fling yourself into easy relief.
Oh yeah, I'd buy that. Maybe there's another one that's even a better match too, but certainly. So
insecure is take foolhardy action without talking to your team.
Well, I'll think about it. I like that though. I like that the sort of gleeful disregard for consequences or consideration for consequences and I like the tag of it needing to be gleeful as opposed to like maliciously. You're not really thinking about actually harming people. It's just because there's no tossing around various sort of shaped charged microgravities to keep yourself aloft that's going to have ancillary effects on things around you. It just kind of has to. So, okay, I like it. I'm gonna come back. I gotta make a little note here. But
yep.
One of the things that we need to, we'll be coming back to that whole Concord thing waking up. The Concordance was going to wake up either way, but the question is whether it was going to wake up acting like Karen from Spider-Man Homecoming or wake up very, very disappointed with both itself and you. I think we opted for option 2. All right. That'll be fun. Do you want to activate insta-kill? No, why do you? We just watched Homecoming again. My nephew had never seen it, so I watched it a couple nights ago. And I tell you what, I was making furious notes for Concord throughout the entire thing.
I still have to go watch that again. I haven't seen it since it's been out of theaters.
I
I
want
have
you.
to say, we managed to not watch it, so
What?
Ooh, so good.
I know. I should put it on the list.
It's so good. I watched Wonder Woman one night and then Homecoming the next day, and then Thor was the day before that. So it's three fun movies. Um,
Yeah,
anyway,
Dad.
oh my God, yeah, that's like a solo game of masks right there. Um, with either Peter Parker either as probably the Janus, the definitive Janus, but you could also spin it as a protege character of Tony Stark, which is horrifying. But it totally works. It absolutely works that way. Um, but yeah, it's good stuff. Anyway, all right. Who wants to go next? I am already thinking about how this is going to affect some of that other stuff you guys were planning with the whole Numa thing and everything. Lovely. All right.
Well, on that note, I can jump in then.
All right, Link, where are we at here? You were the first one I did.
So Savior is awful, but here goes.
All right, I hear the.
Got a 7.
Oh, barely pulled it out.
A palpable hit.
A palpable hit. So, this is a tough one because it's pick one. All right. So we have. How did you worry Aegis and bore the press, or impress the press and worry Aegis? Or, well, you know what I meant. How did you defend Numa, or how did you loop Otto into the sort of getting him recognized and making him? I have something really meta to say about that, but I realized that Otto is our accessibly challenged character.
The fact that I literally put his interior mental self in a wheelchair wasn't enough. That's deliberate. That's intentional.
It's so, but I hadn't until you said it. I hadn't really thought about it, but then I was thinking about what to do, and I had been completely unintentionally for the last 13 sessions. He's been constantly presented by he's been constantly being presented by places he can't get to because of himself, and yeah, it's like when I saw that thing that you'd written about him being in the chair, I'm like, holy shit. So there you go. Anyway.
No, yeah, the three answers that I had, the first one I would have taken it if I'd actually failed, because then I got to drop a bomb on Aegis, and that would have been interesting. I think Numa's got a lot of love and attention, in terms of the story recently, so I decided to give a shout out to Otto.
Okay.
And basically, Link would be wiring up Otto through his communicator in the suit to let him speak or answer questions if it came up. But basically, he would introduce Otto as the car robot who we used to help take control and who saved all those civilians. And he will literally say it was him holding everything together out there. I was helping him. And as he's getting this wire hookup going, he's like, yes, I actually was the AV nerd in high school. Just let me fiddle with this for a second. But he will close with how do you make it accessible to him, basically the comm system, and how he's recognized is praising him for the work that he's been doing, and that people have literally seen and has been on camera. He's going to close with, you can meet him at Halcyonicon 38, where he'll be a panel guest.
Not you. He will be a panel guest. That's awesome. That's really, really cool. I like that. That is good stuff. I'm a little disappointed that you don't have to worry about the Aegis aggro, but that's fine too, because that sounded like a really ugly.
Well, I'm sure it will happen sooner or later.
I read that one. It's like, okay, Aegis needs you need to kind of throw either Numa or Otto under the bus, and Kaylee was like, oh, with that face. All right.
I got a plan for them, but we'll talk about that later.
I can only imagine. All right, who wants to go next on this love letters? What do we got here?
I'll go.
All right.
I'm going to actually completely change my mind about which one I'm going to choose here, depending on what I roll. I guess
All
I
right.
need to roll, don't
The
I?
hardest thing about the press conference is not channeling your dad or Rusty. You can't pull off the tech speak very well, and the battlefield barking. Plus, you have a few other things on your mind. What are they?
Did you just go silent, Joyce?
Did I? Can you guys not hear
Or
me?
did I go silent?
No, I can hear both of you.
Hello?
I think it might be you, Dave, because I can.
Hello?
Dave, can you hear me? Hello, Dave. I can't let you do that, Dave.
Up in the man.
Can you hear me now? I reiterate my frustration with the fact that doing this has gotten progressively more difficult instead of less difficult over the last 4 years. Now we got really quiet. Somebody else say something.
Hello.
All right. Did we lose everybody? Oh,
I'm here.
Link's here.
Yeah, I think we may have just lost the Hill House.
Their perpetual war with U.S. Central apparently is continuing. I don't think. Oh, I heard a beep over here.
Yeah, we lost our internet connection here for a minute, which confused everybody while we were trying to figure it out.
Can you hear us now?
I can hear you. Can you hear me? I can't hear you. Yeah.
That's funny. All right,
So I think we're good.
Far
good.
funnier than it should be.
So you
had just started reading off my love letter when everything went south.
Plus
And then
you have
we're like, what?
plus you have a few other things on your mind. Roll freak. So these are all kind of powers related ish or expressions of
Right.
your power.
My freak is at 0 at the moment, so we'll
Unless it was savior, everybody's thing is that I'm having them roll is not great because
Ooh!
Congrats on that, by the way. I appreciate that.
I didn't do it on purpose. You guys have really maxed out savior. Since I was spreading it out, pretty much everybody else was going to get kind of boned a little bit, or at least not have a bonus. So Jason rolls a 5. Okay then.
Well, I guess I get that one. Okay.
Yeah, on a miss. Well, let's cover with the miss. On the miss, pick one, but you had a hell of a time during the press conference. There was a little girl out in the crowd who kept poking her head around various reporters and pulling faces at you and the rest of the team. It looked exactly like Alicia as you first met her during your earliest adventures with your dad, and no one else seems to have noticed her.
Yes.
Daddy.
I just
everybody kind of notices Jason kind of doing this kind of looking in the audience, kind of squinting, tilting his head, trying to spot something,
Stopping mid-sentence.
picking back up, like his train of thought has been interrupted, and kind of glancing at the other people, and nobody else seems to be reacting. So
I have a note written here on a cue card now that says 10-year-old Alicia is woke. Because you know what? You didn't have enough barely contained semi-sentient AIs running around in your life, Jason.
it's true.
You need one that's not contained geographically. That's awesome.
So I'm gonna, if this kind of, after this pops up a couple of times, I'm going to, I'll lean over to whoever's closest to me, and I don't have.
I'm gonna say it's Harry because I'm gonna need. Harry is going to.
Sure, Harry.
Harry's gonna kind of, because you're so shook and Link is so, kind of angry and.
Link.
Yeah, Link is still Link, and Adam is both kind of shook and also 12.
Link is so Link.
With you kind of like shook down to your ankles at this point, Harry kind of needs to step up and be that, face guy a little bit in this thing. And so we're gonna roll right to him after this. But so you lean over to Harry and say,
and so I'm doing this while Link is answering a question.
okay.
maybe nattering on about Otto and Halcyonicon. Do you see that she was just there a second ago? Little girl, dark hair, kind of Oriental features, Asian. Did you, okay, she was there just for a second behind the gal in the blue pantsuit.
Not to speak for Harry, but one way or the other, he's ultimately going to respond in the negative.
I can't see her, but need to stop freaking out. Last thing we need now is for the headlines tomorrow to be Jason Quill has meltdown during press conference. What will happen to Menagerie?
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. Okay, cool.
Okay.
Check it out.
Keep your eyes open. Thank you. Yeah.
Steady breathing, man. Steady breathing.
Do I have another action I can take?
Yes, you get to pick one of your other things.
Oh.
Yeah.
I do. Oh, yeah. I was gonna say, I'm sorry. Around this scenario, because I will have follow-ups on this, if not up on the dais, then afterwards.
Certainly after the let's go after the dais. Let's assume that you keep yourself basically together. You know what?
Well, you're gonna make me roll, or do I have to take a condition?
I think. Well, we'll see. We'll see. You'll have to pick your thing first, and I want to see. I'm pondering the idea that I'm pondering the idea that when Harry says I can't see it, there may be a take a powerful blow. Because
given that I have insecure as a condition at the moment, so that makes me more prone to accept what other people are saying.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. What's the other thing you wanna go with there?
This was gonna be because the other two I think are going to either come up one way or the other. So I'm actually going with number 2.
Agent Waters takes you aside.
Agent Waters taking me out after the conference.
Okay.
Because I had an idea on that one.
All right. You don't think it's about him telling you that you need to start taking Xanax and maybe an anti-hallucinogen?
Taking cocaine before a press conference really isn't recommended.
People talk about the downsides of sniffing glue, but I want to talk to you, kid, about the upsides, because I think this may be relevant to your current interests and situation. Okay, so we'll table that for a moment. And
which is unfortunate because anyway.
So yeah,
actually it's good because I'm gonna have another question for him too related to the first item, but we can.
Yeah, I need to review Aegis security camera footage of this.
That is exactly what is on my list of things to talk with him about.
That is very interesting. All right, so
Harry.
No, wait.
Or do I have to take a condition or roll or take a blow or something?
Well, you tell me. Does it seem like this is a situation where you're taking a powerful psychic blow from this whatever the hell is going on? How badly are you freaking out? Are you having a low-key panic attack?
No, I mean, God, I've been seeing Alicia in all directions lately anyway, so why would one more be
I will point out that if you can succeed on the take a powerful blow, it's actually good for you. Or fail, rather, if you get a bad roll. But it's also somewhat determined by the conditions that you currently have. And you're rolling with insecure right now, is that right?
Yeah, so I've got a 1 on my conditions for take a powerful blow.
I mean, it's theoretically possible that you... I don't know.
Sure, because you know what? So I mean, I've been running into Alicia a lot lately.
Yep.
Some of it's been my own doing.
By the way, this does meet your requirements for pursuing your nemesis.
Oh, hey! I could take a powerful blow instead of a doom track check. Okay.
Hallucinating your nemesis counts as pursuing your nemesis, I guess. I don't.
Only if I chase her around the room amongst the reporters.
We'll see how bad this gets.
It's a powerful PR blow.
It's up to you.
Okay. Sure, I will go ahead and take a powerful blow because this is absolutely not what I was expecting right now.
Before we do that, I want to real quickly parenthetically note that for those of you who failed, mark potential.
Woohoo!
Because you failed, but hey, hooray! So that would be Concord and Jason. And let's see what we're going with. Take a powerful blow. Watch, this will be the high roll. Get a 13. So you just, oh God. Oh God.
Yeah, 3 + 6 + 1.
Ooh, okay. Now
you're unmuted at the moment, I think. Anyway, go ahead.
Harry. You could.
Yes.
I think this is legitimate. Is there? I'm going to say it's legitimate. Do you want to, if you see Jason starting to lose his crap up on stage, do you want to try and talk him down or cover or intercede in some way? Because I think I would let you spend team to at least push it down to a middling failure.
A regular hit as opposed to a full hit?
Yeah, because it hurts a little bit. So just to review, on a 10+, you choose one from remove yourself from the situation, flee, pass out, etc. I mean, oh God, this is so tasty. You lose control of yourself or your powers in a terrible way.
Oh shit.
Oh my God. Or
hey Doyce, I will also push you into. I will also open you up to an alternative.
Okay, I'm open to hearing alternatives to punishing Jason for his.
Oh no.
No. Oh.
Well, no.
I'm less open.
Punishing him in a different way.
I'm less open to anything else, but fine, go ahead.
Oh no, this is actually a legit use of the mechanics.
Okay.
After the roll. Is if Harry takes advantage of his influence over Jason. Jason gets a -2 to the roll.
Oh yeah, that's true. So you can. Is that just the automatic help hinder thing?
Oh no, they expend their influence, so Harry would lose it over.
So Harry loses influence, but it would push Jason down, and you don't have to worry about. Because that's actually how it would work. Because team is not usually a way that you can get in to take a powerful blow. But
no, this is like, dude, slow your roll.
Yeah, you have to really. So that would be the 10+ options, which honestly are so much fun. The 7 to 9 ones are lashing out verbally, provoking a teammate to fool our action, or take advantage of your influence to inflict a condition on somebody. You give ground, your opposition gets an opportunity. I don't hate that. I can work with that. You struggle past the pain and mark 2 conditions from this craziness. Without the whole team kind of leaping to your aid, I don't see how you can get it down to a failure. Because you'd need to have like Harry burning something and Link and Concord like whispering, like all 3 of you whispering in the ear while the audience kind of goes, "What are they doing up there?" And to get things down to like.
Oh no, we could totally just pass. No, we could pass the microphone around and we could all say things that subconsciously, like we're saying something, but it's really just like to help boost Jason's ego here.
Yeah, I mean, you guys can absolutely decide what you want to do there, or Jason, you can just lump it and go with. Because I mean, I'm perfectly ready to have that 10-year-old make finger guns at you and make you pass out in the middle of like the entire Halcyon City press.
Oh man, I don't want to pass out. There's something maybe better than like flinging my nanobots in all directions.
Yeah. God.
Like an angry bee swarm through the press conference.
Oh, I love that so much. Partly because it's the nanobots that are doing this to you. That's so good. That's so good.
Well, I would.
I mean, I can
my
also.
Preference is to knock it. My preference is to knock it. Is for someone to is for Harry to spend a point to get me down to a 9, so I can do one of the 7 to 9 options.
Well, if he goes, it'll be his move for this is to he sort of expends his. Wait, I take that back. Harry, do you have influence over Jason? I think you do.
I think so.
Can you?
Yeah.
Okay. So what you would do is you lose influence over Jason, but by making a really strong move there to get his attention and lock him down. But it's either because it's embarrassing for him or shaming for him or makes him angry or something. You're kind of blowing your role on the you're kind of blowing what influence you have on him for the moment, and that will move him down to an 8. But it's kind of snaps him out of whatever, at least the worst of whatever panic attack he's about to have. Whatever superpowered freak out he's about to have.
Me saying something that'll think I'm saying? Because I have an idea.
Your dad would not appreciate your embarrassing us this way.
Oh.
Or didn't you tell me about how Race or not Race? Rusty, taught you about how to handle press conferences?
Seeing everybody naked? Yeah, that's a Rusty thing.
No. The flashback to the thing you wrote up.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, right. Yeah.
What?
Yes, because my dad and Rusty would never let children run into a secret miso silo while chasing their damn corgi.
What were you thinking, Catherine, in terms of like what you're gonna whisper yell
I was
at him?
gonna say, snap out of it. Don't drag the team down just because you're seeing version of your girlfriend.
I love it. I really kind of love it. I mean, because that's now 2 entities in a row now that automatically assume that you have some sort of like thing and have verbalized it straight to you between Agent 79 and now Harry. So, this could get ugly all around. Okay, so that can move you down to an 8 where you're picking stuff. So then your options become off that 7 to 9 list of you might lash out verbally at Harry and inflict a condition.
Yeah, I was seriously thinking about that.
You could,
or I was. Go ahead.
The giving ground, that could be a very ham-fisted, fumble-mouthed, gormless kind of reply to a press thing that will give somebody observing the broadcast, the actual press conference, some sort of insiders. You might give away something that the press misses, but your enemies won't. Something like that. It wouldn't be an immediate.
Oh, you're gonna out Harry, aren't you?
No, Harry's out. But something with No, I meant everybody knows that Harry is Mercury, not what is with the focus on his orientation?
Well, apparently,
Two separate sources.
Yeah.
We're like, oh yeah, Harry's gay.
No, yeah. Hey, and here's the GM. No, Harry's out. Hey, Catherine, surprise. Sorry. So you could give ground. Your opposition gets some sort of opportunity there that would open things up. Or you just either you snap back at Harry and inflict a condition on him, or the words hit really hard and you take a couple of conditions. Which, to be fair, you haven't ever really like rode that condition rail the way a lot of people have.
No, I have not. I've always been really unconditional.
Yeah, you've had very few conditions, and having you up at 3 would be a special kind of new thing that we haven't done before with you. So there's that too. So what do you think? Give the enemy an opening, snap back at Harry, or take it on the chin?
It's probably the safest thing here, but I'm going to go ahead and take a couple of conditions, because why the hell not?
Conditions are fun. They drive the
Conditions
story.
are fun. They drive the story. Yes.
So you already have insecure.
Insecure. He's telling me I'm letting the team down by having these hallucinations. So now I'm going to take guilty, and I'm going to take afraid.
Because of like the fact that you're apparently something is up.
I'm either hallucinating or whatever's going on, I'm not dealing with it properly to keep the team
that is
intact.
That is a lot of stuff going on with you. I like it. All right. So that's a hot mess of press conference stuff. Incidentally, if I go more than, I'm going to say 5 or 6 sessions without doing love letters, I want you guys to remind me they exist, because they're freaking boiled down, rarefied story fuel, and I love them so much. Anyway, all right. So,
and the nice thing about that is he's reacting to what Harry said without necessarily disbelieving that there's something weird going on. So he still wants to pursue that. He's just feels bad because his pursuit of it, or this whole thing going on,
is putting things at risk.
It's putting the team at risk.
Yes, but
damn
Harry,
it, Jason, you're being redonkulous.
But Harry, yeah.
And that Alicia is his girlfriend.
No, well, I think one condition comes from Harry and one condition comes from, I see a girl out there that nobody else can see, which is, yeah. I honestly, I don't know which I like more. That one of the second option from Concord's list, or the fact that I managed to put a Jason meme in the text conversation with Taz when I realized it was appropriate to put in a,
I loved that the Jason meme was in there, frankly.
Your be ridiculous. When I realized that was like the next most appropriate thing for her to say, and that would make Link's eyes literally bug completely out of his head, I was like,
well, you saw the image I replied to.
Which is perfect. It wasn't quite as perfect as the one where you replied to, Jason, Alicia's back in town. You've got the guy like smoothing down his eyebrows. I laughed for a week when I saw that.
And then somebody replied to it so that the image
just kept going. Yeah, it's perfect. It was so good. All right, so that is Jason. I think it's most appropriate to go right to Mercurys thing from this one. So Ghost Girl will wrap things up as the one person who wasn't anything. So Mercury, Uncle Chase wants you to step up and be some kind of analytical super tactician, but has he met you? It's always easier to be Harry than what everyone else expects Mercury to be. Roll mundane. We'll find out if it actually is easier for you to be Harry. A 7. Darn. Oh, you were looking for a fail?
Yeah.
Oh, because you wanted to be attacked by the Gale family rogues gallery?
I had a plan.
Oh, you had a plan? Well, I mean, Jason, if you want to argue with him and use your influence and use up your influence to push Harry down 2 points to a fail, you can certainly do that. I mean, how vicious will this? How big a hit will the mutual team's influence take during this press conference? I'm up to.
Oh no, I might have considered that if I had chosen
to lash out.
I say something really harsh at Harry, but
okay, that's fair. Hey, don't worry. I'll probably attack you guys pretty soon anyway, so it's all good.
Yay.
But you just don't get to pick.
I was just thinking it'd be hilarious if the hammer came down during the pick one of someone at school works up the courage to ask you.
Just in the middle of it. And it was going awesome until the new Rook-funded super villain team shows up. All right, so you get to pick from Frank Honesty puts the reporters off balance and got a few laughs. One of the retired superheroes or older superheroes reaches out with some information. I liked that one because I managed to like customize the information depending on which person you're talking about. And someone at school finally works up the courage to ask you out, and it's kind of out of the blue. What do you think? But man, that is a good plan for that failed roll. I like it a lot. Is there a thing for selfishly spending team?
Yeah.
There
Yes,
is.
I mean, how bad do you want this? And can you selfishly spend team to make a worse answer? Where's the thing? I gotta look for it. I don't know why I was looking around the room. Yes, Rook could easily assemble a team of your evil X's and stalkers. That wouldn't even really be very hard. Prince peripheral moves, influence, help a teammate. Team members can also spin team to act selfishly. Say how your actions ignore or insult your teammates. Remove one team from the pool and shift one. Oh, that doesn't do what you want it to do. Unless you want it.
It lets you change your role by shifting a label.
Yeah, shifting your label, which would retroactively move you down to a 6. So you could move your mundane down a notch to get it down there. But you also have to, you're also having to say how you're sort of ignoring the team.
I'm pretty much a superhero. You know, I'm pretty awesome.
I think
we'll go back over here to
with the frank honesty.
Okay, so what's it say here? Your frank honesty put reporters off balance and even got a few laughs. This is going to go over especially well with either your family or the kids at school, but definitely not both. Who was it?
Definitely not my family.
Okay, so the family did not like this down home, joking. I mean, describe it to me. What's the general attitude that you're giving off here that's going to be like, you know, that Harry kid's pretty cool, and have your parents going, why can't he act like a grown up when he's in front of the cameras? What's the general behavior that's rubbing them the wrong way?
I think kind of throwing in a few jokes.
Bad.
Apparently saying something really bad to Jason.
So is it bad puns? What kind of jokes are we talking here? Like really, really bad puns? Like the kind of thing where Barry Allen still thinks that I'll be back in a flash is super funny?
For the speedster pun. I have to go for the speedster pun.
Oh, okay. So can I spin this a little bit?
Yeah.
Okay, so your dad has like one of those Barry Allen back in a flash kind of jokes that he always does. I don't know what it is. I'm sure we can think of it given even a couple of minutes. What Silver Streak thinks is super funny. But you managed to use that joke. So A, referencing back to your dad, to kind of tie into that thing, but you do it in such a way that you really lay it on thick enough that rather that they kind of laugh, but really it's kind of that laughing groan because you telegraph it so hard coming into it that all of the reporters know it's coming. So by the time
they've all covered his dad
exactly,
in the past,
so it's coming up and they all see it coming. So when it finally comes out, it's mostly like laughing, groan, and a few like sort of grudging hand claps of like, "Well played, kid, well played." So you're doing that. You're calling back to the Gale legacy, but at the same time, you are totally roasting your dad and making fun of him because you're, without even saying it, you're talking about how stupid this recurring joke is that he always does.
I like Bills.
Wait, I missed.
Another winning streak.
I was walking away from the screen, so I didn't see it. Another winning. Oh man, yes, I love it. I love it. So yeah, you see it all the way coming up there, and so your dad's sitting there, and your mom, like we cut away to her, like they're watching it on the big screen in like the family room, and she sees it coming from far enough away that she just sort of snorts and walks back into the kitchen to get another rosé. like just in disgust, like, oh God. Oh. And your dad's still watching. He's like, no, he hasn't screwed it away. And then, so he kind of half smiles because the kid
That's
finally,
my boy.
and then he sees the reaction, and then he sees that not only was that the reaction from the audience, but you did it on purpose. Like you knew that was what was going to happen. So you took the time to roast your dad in the reply.
Nice.
And so yeah, total props from the kids at school once it comes up, but
Ooh, Dad.
And the media.
And the thing is, Dad can't really get mad at you about it specifically without like being really hurt that you're making fun of a terrible, terrible joke. Like he can't really give you a hard time for using his line. Really, like all they can be is like disappointed. Like the closest they'll get is like, you know, like lack of professional behavior when you're in front of the press. You gotta think about what kind of message that sends, kind of thing. He can't specifically say, dude, you totally, like you hung me out to dry on one of my favorite jokes. Like he can't actually get mad at you about
sharper than a serpent's
Is that good? Is that satisfactory?
That is magnificent.
Perfect. All right. So that's a thing that happened, and
Because I've started a new winning streak.
Oh. And I just love the idea of you teleporting. Like you actually see a couple of reporters nudge like one sitting next to him. It's like, here it comes. Like they just when they first start.
Wait! I'm gonna have to set my cell phone for video.
When like one of them, you see one of them do the little elbow nudge, and the other one they don't turn, they don't look, they just rub the bridge of their nose, like you know that they know, and you just keep winding it up. Anyway, all right. So finally, we get to Ghost Girl. An hour of love letters. I love it. No, it's good play though. Ghost Girl, you take one afternoon off to do some research into pandemonium, and the boys get themselves in so much trouble. You have to hope it was worth it for both them and you. Roll superior.
Right. Am I on mute still?
Nope, I can hear you just fine.
Okay, great.
So what do we got?
Let's see how bad we go.
For the record, I did not specifically like go through and say what can I pick that would be like the worst stat of anybody. I didn't actually look, except that when I skimmed through real quick, I noticed like a lot of you guys have Savior either maxed or really high, and that was an interesting trend. I like it, but it was also like, man, it doesn't matter what I pick because a lot of you are going to be low. So, but Ghost Girl pulls out an 11. Look at that. Was that the only like palpable like big hit on all of those? I think it was. I think it was. And this is why Ghost Girl doesn't get as much potential.
She's not in front of the press.
She does. Alrighty, so back over to your stuff you can pick from. You may not be able to destroy pandemonium any more than you could destroy hurricanes as a concept, but you believe you can contain it. You have some choices to make there. Your research, well, really your curiosity led you to the genealogy and history wings as well, and you get a choice between learning something troubling either about your paranormal origins or the history of your family, or your investigations led to a surprising connection between your origins/history and the Sepia-verse and Vyortovia. What in the blue blazes could that be?
So I'm gonna go with the.
You get to pick two.
Okay, let's start with the second one.
Okay. Your research led you to genealogy, blah, blah, blah. At some point in the day, something troubling about either your paranormal origins or the history of your family. Which was it about, first of all?
I'm actually going to combine the two together. So something troubling about my history that may have an impact on my origin.
Okay. And so the follow-up question then is, what clue did you learn?
I learned that my father was part of a secret society that practiced magic.
I can't even describe to you the look that was on my face just before you finished that sentence.
Yes.
Just orgasmic anticipation. I guess would probably be the closest it could be. So that's, actually, I bet I can.
Given that Catherine and I just watched the Robert Downey Jr. Sherlock Holmes movie
Oh.
this past weekend.
The what?
The Robert Downey Jr. Sherlock Holmes
Oh,
movie
okay, yeah,
with
yeah,
Jude Law. So I mean, secret societies, black magic.
All good.
Oh yeah.
But the question is, and of course, I tell from what we've found is like whether or not it was actually real magic or just an excuse for bad behavior.
Right. But that certainly, yeah, there's more than a few. Yeah. So this is the historical sort of
right. And so the way that I found
records
it
and stuff like
out,
that.
yeah, is that there was something of a, secrets of Halcyon City, kind of thing that piqued my interest, and it was talking about this old secret society, and it didn't actually name names, but it used a pseudonym recognized as something that would be linked to my father. That the historian probably didn't even realize it when they wrote it.
And now, well, yeah, because hindsight, et cetera, et cetera.
You heard one of his compatriots call him that name kind of in casual conversation now and again, and that was one of the names that was listed in some book of members of the
oh no, it's simpler than that.
Halcyon City Hellfire.
Yeah.
It was the name of his favorite stallion. It was really dorky.
Oh, okay.
The name of his stallion. I nudge nudge.
And you're putting it all together and going, that's
oh, Dad.
Yeah. Anyway, I provided an uncomfortable picture link, so there you guys go.
There you go. Thank you.
My face just before you said secret society.
There
you go. And you're welcome. Okay. And finally, okay. So what was option 2 there? I'm given what you just said, I really want it to be the last one, but don't let that sway you any more than listening to the GM ever sways anybody. Because the GM.
Well, yeah, because we wouldn't want to have to make, the idea of destroying Pandemonium easier. So yeah, sure. Let's go for the surprising connection.
Okay.
But I have no idea what to put there.
This was that's fine because I had an idea for this one. So in all of your genealogical research and stuff, because this whole secret society thing, you start delving into that, and it's always been, it's a very limited membership. It's very small. Whenever you can find any mention of like the members, it's always like 8 or less. 8 seems to be some sort of significant number. Never goes below 5. And it actually, you're trying to find out more about that since your dad was apparently connected to it. And when you go back about 100 years or so, you find that one name, the sort of the code name for that you associate with your dad actually shows up a couple of times over the course of about the century previous, went back to the founding, and there was somebody that was a member at the founding of this society apparently that also had that same name. But so the secrets, does it have like a long like sort of order of Masons, blah 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 thing? Is that kind of what we're thinking there, like that kind of a thing?
It's very Victorian.
Okay.
Or pre-Victorian.
The crepuscular order of.
Yeah, secret societies were very, very popular in Victorian society.
Which people somehow always forget kind of overlaps the whole Civil
War. Yep.
Yeah, I mean it's.
All right. I am going to be, of course. See, this is why I love the internet, because the internet never lets me down, except when humanity actually lets me down.
You found a random secret society name generator.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Because I searched for Victorian Secret Society name generator, and not only did I find it, but it was probably coded by people from story games, because it's on Avalafia. So at the time that your father would have been a member, it was referred to. I'm gonna just hang on for a second. I want to make sure. Yes. And it was notable in the secret society that it was mixed gender. Yes, quite unusual at the time. Quite unusual period, really. We're going to go with yes. So it was called the Hidden Family of the Throne. Okay. Okay. You with me so far?
Okay. Yeah.
As you start to work your way backwards, the original founding, like the mention of this, where they actually found like sort of founding documents for the original founding of the thing, it's apparently at some point in time over that elapsed century or so, the name was shortened. The original name for it was the Hidden Family of the Vitorvian Throne. Vitorvian Throne.
Okay. Gary.
Now, are there
so that
even in our particularly possibly tweaked timeline, was Virtovia actually a thing at the time, or was it just a name?
So, as far as you can tell, all of the actual active presence of Vitorvia in your reality dates from within the last 2 years.
Right.
Everything prior to that is the kind of historical equivalent of radioactive background count. Like it's never like Vitorvia participated in this or this person was assassinated. It's like the historical ledger of the role of nations from 1812 mentions Vitorvia in the V's, and that's literally it. Like they're just sort of there as like a historical fingerprint. Like somebody left enough DNA on the crime scene to show that they were there, but they aren't doing anything, and that could very easily have been a magical internet worm or just an internet worm that went through and wrote it into all the historical stuff. There's probably some magical or something meme-like, whether it's technological or magical aspect to it, because people vaguely remember always kind of knowing about Vitorvia as much as they know about
the kindest, warmest, gentlest nation we've ever known. Yes.
You know, yeah, they have like this. They have like the equivalent of Earth's entry in the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, like knowledge of Vitorvia. It's like as much as most people could probably tell you about Zimbabwe prior to a week ago, which is that I think it's in Africa and it's got kind of a funny sounding name. You know, they don't know. You could say, well, they're ruled by a dictator, and you'd be like, oh, yeah, I guess I kind of remember that from 8th grade social studies. I guess. I don't know. I didn't do very good in 8th grade social studies. So it's really, really vague. Like, we confirmed that Vitorvia exists, but that's about as far as it goes. This is something else. To have it very specifically referenced by a secret society 200 years ago is far outside the norm of the kind of sort of historical staining that its arrival here has accomplished.
Yeah. Which makes me wonder if it was always like an underground society. Yeah. Or was previously an underground society.
Well, yeah, but then how would it have referenced Vitorvia if the country literally didn't exist until like 720?
But it doesn't necessarily.
Well, unless somebody just like picked the name out of a hat because it sounded exotic.
Right. Yeah.
Well, or I was thinking of, it doesn't necessarily have to be a country. It could reference, you know,
you would have
a
to
larger society.
you would have to it
A
definitely
nation without a state.
it definitely deserves some more digging. I mean, the thing is, I mean, as far as they picked it up because the name was cool, the name didn't exist as a thing
Right.
chronologically. 200 years ago, it didn't exist as a thing for somebody to hear and say, "Oh, that sounds cool. We should do that." You know what I'm saying? Like the memory meme, which we've established, only is affecting modern day people because today people who are alive go, yeah, I remember Victoria, but the dead people in the cemetery, except for the guy who is like most recently dead, don't have any memory of it at all. So it's not affecting them, except for the one dead guy that Margie was able to locate, who's died within the last 2 years. He kind of knew about it, but nobody else did.
Right.
Neither did Margie, for that matter. Oh, sorry, Ghost Girl.
Yep.
So, yeah. This is a discrepancy. This is a glitch in the matrix.
What could possibly go wrong?
This is interesting.
All the things. Yeah, because it's like, well, wait a second. How? What? I gotta care about another story arc now. Damn it. All right. Let me think. Link is good until we do the thing with Numa. Concord's thing. So the press conference for you, Concord, is primarily, I mean, it's always been a bit of a confusing mess of like the older kids and the adults talking, and you answer a couple of questions, kind of, you answer a few things, but you don't really give what the press really seems to think of as really good answers, so they don't keep pursuing it. Also, if they hold their mics a little bit if they crowd you too much with the mics, it starts to interfere with their ability to pick up sound.
They warble.
Yeah, they get junk. So that's no good. But you're getting like your subconscious commentary on the whole thing is a lot more harsh, judgmental, and it's kind of near, like, you start to get to the end and you realize you're coming to the realization that these thoughts that you're having about this particular reporter or that particular person's answer or this Aegis and isn't really you. These thoughts are not originating from Adam's brain. They sound a lot like you. I mean, your internal monologue voice is it's a lot like you, but like much flatter, much more disdainful, and well, I don't know, disdainful isn't always disdainful, because some people like seem to rate well enough to be thought of well or whatever, but you're getting like almost a running, it's towards the end, it's almost like a running commentary on this whole press conference thing. What, if anything, do you do during this? Because you were sort of edgy about even being here for this thing on top of everything else. And I mean, and the
Oh yeah, I probably should have unmuted myself.
Oh yeah, sorry.
All right. So yeah, I think during this point, Adam's just like, oh, geez, these are some thoughts, and he's just gonna like close his eyes and try to calm down, and he's doing this whole thought like, he's like,
there were more than a few red pill, blue pill jokes in my security class.
Oh God.
So he is Yeah, so right now he is
But you know, the guy had me on the first day because his favorite movie is Sneakers.
Of
There you
course.
go. There you go. All right, so sorry, what were you, I lost the thread there for a second.
Yep. So yeah, Adam is like sitting and just like, just trying to be as calm as possible. Like, got his eyes closed for a second, and he's kind of doing like he's trying to do that thing where he's like just trying to like look like he's deep in thought, but he's 12 and he doesn't know quite what that looks like. So he's just so for some of
You're
those
just
people,
sort of frowning at the floor.
yeah, he's sort of frowning at the floor while he's just trying to be like, breathe
Kind of
in,
sort
breathe
of looking
out,
confused.
eyes closed, just let these thoughts pass,
And the thought that you keep that you really kind of center in on towards the end of the press conferences things, because it doesn't really let off too much, is this you should never have agreed to stay for this. You should never have. You shouldn't be besmirching yourself with this farce, this travesty of interaction with fellow sentient beings. This there was no dialogue here. There's a series of it's just a series of lies. And what did you say accidentally to your teacher?
You are a deceit.
You are you are a deceit. And you weren't saying it to your teacher. You were saying it to the stuff that was going on with Jason. But that that idea comes back to you again as kind of a broad judgment upon this whole proceedings. Is this is this is nothing but a deceit. The people there, each person participating, they all just decide to collectively engage in this deceit. And but yeah, what it really ultimately keeps circling back to is I shouldn't be here. I should never have agreed to stay. Um, now I can't. What?
I'm trying to think of how drastically to respond to that. Like, I want to do it hard, but I don't know how that's gonna come off. So.
Hello?
Yep, I can hear you.
Hello.
Yeah, I had to reconnect because I was only hearing Joyce in that two-way conversation.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It was very odd.
We're having it's weird. We're getting better sound quality. So if you guys want to hear what I was hearing last week, listen to last week's YouTube video. But it was a hot mess. I was constantly, so I can hear everybody a lot better. But it appears to have introduced some other.
No, it was fine, and just until
that moment.
That conversation started.
Okay.
And Dave could hear him. I couldn't.
That is weird.
Yeah.
Oh,
doesn't like me.
Disconnect sometimes.
I remember when the tech on Hangouts just worked all the time and everything was perfect. And
if you do, I can't.
Man, there was a period in there. I mean, you'll have to remind me, Dave. Maybe I'm remembering with roast.
We're still using it on the wood chipper, and it works flawlessly.
Yeah, but I mean, we used it for whatever it was, a ton of sessions for that Fate game, and we never had. And we had somebody in Alaska with throttled bandwidth, and their only big problem was they occasionally had to like shut off video so that they didn't have to have as much stuff coming their way. But that was it. That was like the worst thing. I don't know. Anyway, all right. So what are you thinking here? I am fine with anything because I mean this is a result of a failed roll, and your labels shifting, your danger shifting up.
Mm-hmm.
So if you decide to exit the place by melting a hole through the roof, you're within bounds and you're within scope on your response, and really anything pulled back from that is easily within bounds.
Well, I think what Adam's response to that is just like other people are talking at that point, and he doesn't like he's like trying to shut everything out at the moment, but he still has the voice in his head telling him stuff. And it's just whenever he's just like, this is a deceit. That's when Adam finally like breaks for a second. He's just like, I know, and
kind of.
Oh, good. Everyone's having a breakdown in the conference. Lovely. I'm so glad I'm not there.
So you kind of shouted in the middle of somebody else's response to something else.
And that's when he like all of a sudden is just very aware of everything that's going on and is like, I've got to go, and just plops out.
Okay.
Good news is it won't be Jason who is making the headline.
Yeah, Jason's going, oh, thank God. did you see a girl? As Adam flies off.
No, it's not even that. It's just like, there, not there.
Yeah, oh, he just... Okay, so, Harry, how do you recover from this? How do you pull the press back off of this and sort of explain it away?
Sorry, he texted him saying that he had to go.
Well, sorry, you broke up there for just a second. So, sorry, what was that?
Sorry, his mom texted him telling him that he had to go.
And then you've got a reporter who is like, there's been a lot of speculation about Concord's age. His size, even in that star-lit form, it seems somewhat small. Are you saying that is Concord younger than you? Where does he go to school? Is it a he? Because his voice is kind of high.
I think actually that would like us to be going home. Guardians.
So I see what you're saying. So you're kind of.
I think we need to wrap this up.
You sort of deflect that by just saying, guys, you're still talking to a bunch of kids here.
I have school tomorrow, you guys.
Okay. I would like you to roll a defend, which is to say, what is that, savior? I want to see how you defend at the end the team stuff here, since
you're the only sane one today.
Oh shit! Look at that, 12.
Oh,
very nice. Pardon my French. I was not expecting that. All right, defend. When you defend someone or something from an immediate threat, which is a very uncomfortable line of reasoning and a couple of headlines, roll savior. For PC threats, on a hit. Oh no, you're defending them from NPCs. So add a team to the pool. Take influence over someone you protect, or clear a condition. So I think you probably already have influence. So you could either add a team to the pool, take influence over Concord, or clear a condition. I don't know if Harry has a condition. I don't think he does right now.
I don't. And I already have influence over Concord.
Which if you took him...
You can adjust his stats then.
Yeah, if you could shift him if you wanted to.
He's dealing with enough.
Fair enough.
With the way Jason has been rolling, we need team.
I like how she helps. I like how she helps the team and at the same time totally throws shade at the leader of the team. Very nice. Okay.
Your super name needs to be Drag Racer. I'm just saying that.
Okay. Actually, it was at 4. Did I steal that back from Bill? I think I did.
Yeah, I put the last one.
All right, so that can be. I was going to move that back down, so they'll move it back up. So we still have the. All right, we still have that in the team. All right, so you add one to the team, and that deflect. I mean, nobody's super satisfied with that, but they don't want to be the assholes saying, "No, you underage kids need to stay here and continue to answer questions for an additional hour." The press conference guy from Aegis did not really control this press conference the way he would have liked to. He wanted to keep it on task, related to the quote unquote terrorist threat at the airport, and it turned into this like sort of a referendum on everything that's been happening with the menagerie in the last like week or so. So there's a few minor questions about, was it you guys that, there was some super powered brawl at like a cemetery. There was a lot more questions because it was just earlier today that there was that fight in over the sky, over the skies of Halcyon with Sablestar. So it just kind of got away. The original idea was I'm going to point at some people, answer questions, we're going to wrap things up, and it just kind of didn't work pretty quickly. But at this cue, he kind of steps up in there and says like, all right, guys, you heard him. School day tomorrow. Yeah, they can't save the city if they're flunking out because they get taken out of all their extracurriculars, right? And kind of get that, a little bit of, considerate chuckling, mandatory chuckling, and then people are sort of ushered out and that sort of thing. And I think when they break up, you maybe catch a glimpse of little Alicia. Oh, little Alicia. She has a name now. You catch a little...
L-I-apostrophe-L, right?
Little Alicia.
Little Alicia.
Yep. You catch a glimpse of her like sort of scampering. Yes, she only ever moves by scampering. Scampering out of like one of the hallways that they, through the arms and legs of one of the reporters out through one of the side entrances. Do you pursue? Do you?
No, I don't want to make the team look bad.
That's a very responsible, difficult answer to give there. You feel Waters comes up beside you and he kind of grips your forearm, somewhere between like a handshake and like a greeting and a little bit of like I need to get your attention, kid, kind of a squeeze. Not an angry thing by any stretch of the imagination, but generationally not something that you run into with people your own age. And he kind of, we use that picture of the guy from The Incredibles, but I keep thinking of him as the guy whoever does the voice for the guy from Up. I can't remember who was that.
Ed Asner.
Was that
Ed Asner?
Yeah. Having Waters voiced by Ed Asner would just make me happy. But anyway, so he kind of, Mr. Quill, can I have a word? If you have a moment.
Yes. I am happy to have a word or two words with you.
No. The new little Alicia is like 10. And
no, that's not the new Alicia. That's the new AI Alicia.
Oh.
Oh, good.
Lovely. We got to keep. We need a scorecard. We've got actual Alicia.
No, even AI Alicia has some muscle.
We have AI Alicia. We have the original. We have Alicia. We have the original AI virus.
Trojan Horse Alicia.
Trojan Horse Alicia. Yeah. We have the
Travel Agent Alicia.
Travel Agent Alicia.
Let's put this in context. We have the Travel Agent AI who inexplicably has been pasted over with copies of portions of the Alicia Trojan Horse and other observable behavior by Alicia over an AI that to a certain degree has access to Quill bank accounts because Jason thought that was a good idea.
I just said which AI isn't being used right now, and it was 11 o'clock at night. Who's booking travel at 11 o'clock at night?
Ridiculous.
So perfect.
Ridiculous.
So in this picture I'm drawing, I have to have 15 Alicias. It's
Jason, you're building a harem out of the same person.
Jason surrounded by Alicia.
I only built one girlfriend, says Link under his breath.
Well, 2 now.
And now we have 10-year-old Alicia that's apparently manifesting just sort of randomly.
I really wanted her to just say "Daddy" and just blow his mind.
Oh, delicious. All right. So Waters kind of gets you into a side.
On Jason.
Waters kind of gets you into a side hallway. And he goes, I wanted to talk to you about, and what does he want to talk to you about? Because this is actually your call here. You picked this.
Yes, I did. Let me pull up my.
We're gonna play this entire game based off the love letters and the one scene that Bill suggested. And I'm kind of, well, no, we have another scene we need to do with Concord. So.
Water says, says. Actually, I guess I need to adjust this a little bit since Jason was not the, acting much as a team leader during the press conference.
Well, that's all right.
Maybe that's why Water sort of takes advantage of the moment.
It works for me.
Basically kind of says,
he's not going to miss that you were struggling.
Yeah, Jason, your dad never really got along well with just. I can't say as I ever blamed him. I might be able to share some of the Aegis files we collected about him if it would help bridge the gap between your team and mine. And in return, of course, if there's anything going on with your people that Aegis or even just me should know about, you'd let me know, right?
So he's offering stuff on your dad, or just sort of your dad's activities?
No, stuff about my dad, which would include his activities that he's just keeping track of, in return for any intel that I would want to pass on.
Specifically, I'm going to spin off this. Specifically, I've got some video footage that you probably wouldn't have seen that happened in Washington that I think you'd probably be pretty interested in, as long as you don't ever mention it and it never happened.
Washington when...
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Sure. I'd be happy. I want to be create a cooperative, helpful relationship with with all the forces that are doing doing good things in the world.
And I'll be honest, spirit of full disclosure, I wouldn't mind hearing your insight on this little bit of video footage that we've got, because we haven't been able to make heads or tails about what we're seeing on there.
I would be happy to give you some feedback about it.
Headline: Can the GM make Jason take 2 powerful blows in one session? Tune in at 10 o'clock to find out.
But more immediately before we get into that, I assume you guys kind of keep monitoring tabs and video about, kind of even in the big conference room there, or I guess this is like in the atrium with the stairs and stuff like that. That's all under video observation. Could I get a look at that video? I saw something kind of funny. And
I've got one of my subordinates that's been assigned to this sort of thing with you guys. Is more of a tech savvy fella. Let me get you in and talk with him. He's actually stationed in monitoring room right now, and we can actually play that video back while we're in there. The bit I'm referring to. I'll get you more files than just the one you were talking about, but I think I'd really like to see what you have to say about that.
Sure. Thanks, Mr. our Agent
Waters.
Yeah.
So, okay. So he takes you into like it looks like basically a production booth for like a recording studio. And it's fairly far away, but there isn't like the window looking down over the atrium or anything where you guys were giving a talk, but there's a lot of big screens up there still sort of showing that, sort of in front of the bank of computers. There's nobody in there. And when you guys go in there, Waters like walks in and kind of frowns and looks around. He's like, "Hello?" And you hear a voice like coming through one of the system speakers that says, "I'm right here, Agent Waters." And it's a really highly modulated, like masked voice. Okay, like digitally masked voice. And Waters says something like, "Where are you at?" What do you mean? Well, you're supposed to be working this thing. I am working this thing. Where are you? It's a work from home day. Part of my I get 2 work from home days. This is my work. You didn't come in for the. I can do everything I need to do from right where I am. Kids.
Yeah, I was gonna say that doesn't strike me as the world's most secure arrangement for a top security agency, having someone who's monitoring video working from home and VPNing in. Anyway.
If you met, yeah. Does Jason say any of that?
Jason does not say that, but that's actually kind of piquing his curiosity. He's not as shaken by all this, but he's not going to say anything because he doesn't want to rock the boat for his team.
Waters doesn't seem concerned about that portion of it, which leads you to some interesting information about how at least this person is working. He's more annoyed that like, you know, he expects somebody to be here and they're not here, and it's just one more thing he doesn't quite expect. Mr. Quill, this is Agent 1337. Been assigned to do some digital monitoring and maintain
1337. Sorry.
And the voice in over the mic says, "It was assigned by somebody else. I did not pick it. I am not that lame."
Good to know.
Now, again, I want to reiterate that's not how the voice sounds. It's just like I said,
right.
Mask.
It does the
somebody
the voice or the,
somebody in their 40s or 50s thought they were being cool. Anyway, what did you want to see?
I'd like to see some of the footage that you shot of the press conference.
All
Just
right.
maybe some different angles. I'll know what I'm looking for when we get there.
All right. Monitors. Well, we'll do central. So monitors 2, 3, and 4 out of the 5 in the main screen here. Bloop bloop bloop, and they come up with very like 3 main angles. There's one of the stage that you immediately, well, not stage really, but the
right
where you guys are standing.
The
landing where you guys are at, and that one's, I mean, you get some not so flattering views of your eyes bugging out. So you get at least get the timestamp of when you can start working. You see Harry, you know, leaning in and kind of like, you know, that kind of thing. I really got to pull myself together up there. So that gives you like, can you hold it right there and kind of.
On that timestamp here while I'm filling even more. Can we see what other camera angles you have right about at that point? Especially over by the there was a reporter in a blue pantsuit outfit.
Oh yes, yeah. The lead actress from the Brady Bunch is right there. Yes, right there. And like so you get a shot of her, and like the monitors 1 and 2 come up, or monitor 1 and 5 on the outside edge come up with a couple more angles on her, and like an additional, like one of the smaller sort of forward things come up with a third angle. So you're getting like, there's one that's apparently a ceiling shot, like straight down. It's like a miniaturized satellite view almost of the room. You can't imagine what use that would really be except for plotting like movement of the crowd or something like that, but you've got it. Mm-hmm. Anything in particular you're looking at there? I mean,
I
can give you.
I see
one of the screens, at least when they get her headshot, it automatically does sort of like that sort of like facial scan, computer recognition, comes up with, you know, specific statistics on that particular person and stuff.
The person, the media agency they work for, age,
right, all that stuff,
file cross references, yeah.
No IMDb entry.
I...
I'm confused. Interesting.
Do I see Lil Alicia wandering about the in that shot or caught in that shot?
You do not. You do not see any little people at all, really.
Do I, from what I can recall of that, is the camera angle such that I should be able to see her?
Yeah. You can assess the situation. That would be a superior roll.
Oh, I'll absolutely assess the situation.
Yeah. See what's going on there. What do we got? What do we got?
Oh, do I take any?
Lilicia. I just saw Bill's Lilicia. Very nice.
I assume that it's going to give me my
penalties. Yeah.
Yeah, my penalties.
Oh yeah, it definitely gave you your penalties.
Yeah, yeah, it did.
Sweet. Mother of God. All right.
So what does assess the situation do when I completely froll it up?
Hard move.
Yeah. Wait, what conditions do you already have? I don't want to be redundant. So let me just look here real quick. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. This is definitely happening. Okay. How much can we take Jason down in one session? Okay. He goes, and you're just like, damn, I don't see anything. Well, actually, if you look, well, this hasn't been doctored. I just filmed the thing. So look right about, and it's like a couple of little, actually, you know what it looks like? It looks like exactly when one of us pings the map. You know what I'm talking? You know what I'm talking about? So like, he goes, actually, if you look right, are you looking for that? And on this other screen, that one? And then right about here, and it zooms in like closer, and you see kind of like pixelation in the image. It's like there's some kind of
some sort of digital mask,
electromagnetic, no, like an electromagnetic distortion field, like a something. It's where's it at? Hang on. Okay, I want to find all the video frames where that is showing up. And I'm going to go here, and it's going to go, okay, so we got, and it kind of like paints sort of a red cloud wherever that distortion is showing up on the various frames. So you've got it in the same basic location on all the screens except for one. The one screen where it's not showing up in the same place is the shot of the landing where it's all around you. Well, I don't know what is happening in that shot except you're doing it. So, I mean, congratulations, I guess, in order. I suppose. Good job on that with your super stuff. Nice job. That, whatever it is, I mean, I would think it's probably coming from you. Or if somebody's doing it to you, but I think it's probably coming from you. You're the heaviest signal.
Thanks. I will accept your congratulations.
So I'm gonna hit you with hopeless, which gives you a penalty to unleashing your powers because apparently you're unleashing your powers randomly. Or your powers are unleashing themselves.
Welcome to the club.
Monday.
Yeah,
Monday. GM notices that Jason has never taken very many conditions. Tuesday, Link takes 4 conditions.
Or
not Link. God damn it, Jason.
Sorry. Yeah, Jason. We'll end on that shot with kind of that one of those weird zoom focal length shots of Jason as the background kind of zooms in as the camera zooms in on the face at a different rate, and move on to whoever's next.
Okay. All right.
Hey, Doyce.
Yes.
If Link takes 4 conditions, the night is young.
Yeah. I meant to say Jason, but actually, Link hardly ever. You've never like redlined your conditions either.
I've gone to 4.
Have you gone to 4? Maybe it's Harry that's. Well, no, Harry's gotten 3.
No, it's just Jason.
Well, it's Jason right now. I feel
I mean Jason who hasn't. I mean, I certainly have.
Yeah, Ghost Girl definitely has, and Concord basically like you finally gotten the Concord zip code. Like this is just. You're just getting into his like home neighborhood at this point in time.
The link du jour.
Harry got there like in the first. Harry got there in like the first session and then really hasn't gone back. Session 1 or 2. Okay, so we're gonna let's see. We go to Concord. Concord, where did you leave to? Home.
The safest place for him is probably home.
Okay. All right.
Until he really thinks about that.
Yeah.
Darn it! I'm losing.
You're losing Mike again?
That's weird.
That stinks.
I know. Hello.
I'm back. I mean, I just had to reconnect. That's really weird.
That's
very odd.
strange. Okay.
I blame Comcast.
That's fair.
It's a good person to blame.
More and more. All right. So you appear in the living room. In your full Concord regalia, your mother lets out a bit of a yelp. Your father, actually, they're both looking at the TV weirdly, which is right where you were at, and he lets out a oath that you hadn't heard from him, out of sheer shock. And you hear down the hallway from her bedroom your sister go, "Mama?" And she immediately like the waving, like, stop, the
don't be
The
Concord
flailing.
anymore.
Get away from the turkey, you dog. Get back, kind of a stop it, avert, abort kind of thing. What do you do?
Turn back into Adam.
Okay. So I want you to unleash your powers to overcome this obstacle because Concord doesn't want to go back to Adam right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of figured.
He kind of saw that coming.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I hate to be predictable, but
No. Hey, I'm the one who dated this
God.
one. Like, truth is my armor.
I flipped back to the chat channel, and the first thing I saw was Jason's 3, and I thought, oh shit, not again. Oh, Jason, take potential, by the way.
Oh shit, not
5.
again.
Oh god.
This is 2 potential for me.
Why is that?
The first time you reveal your true identity to someone, mark potential.
Okay.
I don't know if that's where we're going here, but that's what I suspect.
Well, I didn't intend for it to go there, but it certainly could end up there. Okay. So you're not changing back, and you hear "Mama" as she's coming down the hallway, and your mom's eyes get really big, and it's not anger, it's I don't want to say fear exactly, but it's just like,
Panic?
Well, it's the 4-year-old is about to walk. 4-year-old? 5-year-old? Something like that. The little kid's about to walk out and find Daddy getting out of the Santa Claus outfit, like. Or
it's watching Daddy get into the Santa Claus outfit.
Yeah, exactly. And while they're still standing there, and at the same time, Mom is in like a naughty Mrs. Claus outfit. It's just like, reality shattering. So that's the look on her face. Your dad kind of rises up out of the chair and comes over to you and is like looming. He's like, listen to your mother.
And he's like, Dad, I'm trying.
See, and that's what you mean to say. What you actually hear come out of your mouth is, Concord will not be commanded.
Oh, that sounds like a good consequences roll.
So,
am I taking a powerful blow for that one?
I don't know. Are you? Well, I don't know. Not from your dad, certainly. But
no. Just like, I am not in control here.
Oh yeah, there's absolutely. I mean,
but you thought that forgetting how to fly was bad.
There was a moment in one of our Amber games where Margie was playing a shapeshifter, and she decided to merge with this sort of hive mind that was controlling. Was it zombies? It was like a hive mind. It doesn't really matter.
It was a hive mind, yeah.
And while she was connected to the hive mind, somebody decided to contact her psychically via a trump. And what I did was I had the one guy who was contacting her would say something, and then Margie would reply and tell me what she was going to say, and then I would turn back and say what he actually heard in the psychic connection. So
it was very fun.
He goes, is everything okay? And she's like, yeah, it's totally fine. I've connected with the hive mind, and I'm going to be able to turn them around and get them out of Forest Arden. And I said, okay. I turn around to him and go, she is inside with us. She will never escape. And Margie's fine. Margie's just like, la, 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 la. And everybody else in the room was like, eyes went like dinner plates. It was one of my favorite moments. Anyway, this one's coming in really, really close to that moment. So
you got me laughing so hard I'm coughing here.
She is inside with us. She will never escape. Right. So what do you think? Do you take a powerful blow?
Oh.
I can certainly see it. It depends on, it depends on a lot of stuff. It'll also kind of, because you're literally about 2.5 seconds away from your sister walking into this mess. Your family's not, I will say, not in imminent danger from the Concordance, because they are, for all intents and purposes, good people by the standard of the thing that is currently running your mouth.
On the other hand, really don't want to upset your parents, and
your dad could end up in some hot water by responding with anger, but right now he's so bloody shocked by what you just said that you're not reading anger. So
oh yeah, no, I think Adam is also like taking that. So yeah, we'll take a powerful blow.
Okay.
I kind of felt like that needed to happen at some point tonight.
Honestly, that's been waiting since the 6-year-old 2 sessions ago. That powerful blow has been waiting to happen. So
powerful blows for everybody. For everybody.
Not my intent when I walked into this session, but I'll take it. What do we got?
I got an 8.
All right. Take a powerful blow. On a 7 to 9, choose one. You lash out verbally, provoke a teammate to foolhardy action, or take advantage. That's not really. You give ground. Your opposition gets an opportunity, or you struggle past and mark 2 conditions.
So here is my question.
Okay.
Here's my question for that. How bad is it when I mark all of my conditions?
I mean, it's essentially the same as being taken out. I stand to be corrected at that, but it's basically you're removed from. This isn't like,
Well, yeah, but basically, I'm saying if it
are you at 3 right now?
Yes.
Okay.
So if I struggle past, even though I'm taken out, will we at least have a moderately good, like even a mildly good outcome from this will be great at this point. But just like it's going to be kind of crappy on my end if I'm like, I'm gonna take those 2 conditions. Oh, and now even worse stuff happens.
Okay. I get.
You lose
So just to
consciousness or
confirm,
flee.
you lose constant. Oh, sorry, you got it.
The GM will tell you when you come back into another scene. You may also clear 1 condition after taken out.
So read me the first part again because it was echo.
If you need to mark a condition and have no more conditions to mark, you are taken out. You lose consciousness or flee. So basically, if you're maxed out on all 5, you're still fine.
You're still in it.
You're on to take any 1 more condition. At that point, you're taken out.
Right. Okay. So you can take 5. 5 isn't the taken out; it's the one after.
Okay.
So you can take the 2. I will say that if you give ground and your opposition gets an opportunity, in this case, I will treat the concordance like the opposition. So you would give ground and perhaps there might be some sort of internal plea to the entity or whatever to kind of, whatever, but it's gonna make the call on what happens next.
Okay.
So that's kind of what that option would look like. I don't know if the first one really makes much sense necessarily.
Oh no, no, not unless all of a sudden that doesn't make any sense in this particular setup.
So, yes.
I am going to take the 2 conditions and hope for the best.
Okay. Okay. All right. The same thing is going to happen here in the next couple of seconds. The question that I'm going to ask, because I think I've hit you hard enough, is do you want what happens next to reveal to your sister who you are or not? I'm fine with either one of those things. Because one of them maintains that tension and one of them changes the game. And I'm fine with either one of those things. So how do you want it to play out?
Give me 1 second.
That's totally fine. There's a lot to process. Everybody's got a lot to process right now. Some more than others, to be fair.
I am going to say...
I want everybody to start practicing your comfort and support moves for next session, because... Hot.
I totally
because that went so well for me last time.
I'll get the potato chip.
Yeah. There's a couple people who aren't good at comforting and supporting each other. You have to stay clear of Concord because your comfort and support on Concord has not been good.
I got the hookup. Come talk to me.
There you go.
Well, yeah, because we got the ship there.
Yeah.
God damn it.
This is ship bonus. So good. All right. So what do you think? What do you think, Adam?
All I gotta say is no one come to Adam because he can't do anything good at the moment. He is -2 to everything.
You're gonna try to comfort Adam, and it's gonna be Concord that answers back.
Yeah. Yep.
There is no Adam, only Zuld.
Exactly.
Yep. Okay, so I am gonna go with no. Let's not have her find out here and now.
Okay. So I'm fine with that. Cause why?
Well, no, I think this is man, I'm trying to think. It's I don't think. I don't know. This just didn't seem like there's totally there seems like there's the threat, but it seems like that should be this should not be the first time and then it happens. This sort of needs to get threatened a couple of times before it finally happens.
I am absolutely down with that, and that's really good. So here's what happens. So all this is happening, and you hear that different voice, your voice but not your voice, your words but not your words come out of your mouth, and the shock to your system. What were the 2 conditions that were last 2 that filled in?
Afraid and guilty.
Right. So you're afraid of what the response is going to be. You're guilty about what you just said, the fact that you can't control your powers, the thing that your parents were always worried about, and everything else on top of it. So you're getting all of these things all at once, and you actually feel the shard. Now, obviously, it's not a physical thing, but you feel this entity that had woken, that had managed to acclimate itself or something or wake up or whatever reel back, flinch back from this swarm of emotions, not externally but internally from right inside, shrinking back as though the Danish that had just been handed is suddenly erupting baby spiders. Okay, just and
that analogy.
I love that.
I am the analogy guy. But anyway, so this thing that you feel it flinch back so hard and it almost like and withdraw back into itself that it just, and in a way that you haven't shifted before, it's almost like the whole Concord entity kind of just retreats back into you, like it's sucked back in into you, and you drop to the floor because you had been about 3 inches off the floor and just sort of hanging there. And you drop to the floor.
He's probably like on his knees at this point, just like his legs have given out on him entirely.
And there's this stunned moment where your parents are just looking at that, and you kind of sobbing and gasping, and I'm sorry, and
oh yeah, he is bawling his eyes out.
And your parents are rushing, and your sister runs in or walks in and sees this, and it's just like, is just kind of standing there in shock, and it's like, and so she's over in the corner just constantly asking over, Mama, what's wrong with Adam? Mama, what's wrong with Adam? Mama, what's wrong with Adam? And they're just hugging, and the last thing that we're going to hear from them as we cut this scene is your mom saying, I don't know.
Don't you ever do that again.
And they're just sort of hugging you between them and doing that. Oh, that's a brutal scene.
Thanks,
you're welcome. Thank you. That was pretty good. I like that. Hopefully you're not sitting there going, oh my God, my poor baby doll, what did you do to it?
Oh no, I trust me, I am enjoying this on some level.
There is something wrong with all of us, and that's awesome. All right. We're not going to get to every single one of these scenes, but we're going to try our damnedest. Jason, when I'm sorry to jump back over there, but do I leave you with there's one more video that Waters wants to play. Do we start next session with that, or hit you with it now?
I'm willing to start next session with it if it means getting back to someone. We need to get back to Ghost Girl. Yes. We need to get back to Harry.
Yes.
Or Link, for that matter.
Yes, all of those people. Okay. So
I'm willing to wait until next time to get another heavy blow.
So Ghost Girl, yeah, you probably should. Actually, after that reaction, what Waters says is, you know what, kid, I'm gonna courier that stuff over. You take a look at it at your leisure, but I would like it if you just promise me to be the first person that you talk to after you see it. All right?
Yeah, sure. That's fine.
All right. You okay to get home? That
no problem.
Does that disc of yours have an autopilot?
Yeah, no problem.
All right, okay.
You can trust Quill technology, right? Double thumbs up.
He doesn't even really know what to even say to that. His mouth opens and then kind of closes, and he's like, "I'll walk you out, kid." Okay, so that's Jason. Ghost Girl, you left the library not long after finding out the weird hidden royalty hidden family of Yortovia. Or was it Hidden Throne? Hidden family. No, sorry. Hidden family. No, hidden family of the family of the Hidden Throne. No, hidden family of the throne. And then
there's a lot of splinter groups.
Yes. Yeah. The Judean People's Front. Yeah. So this is the hidden family of the throne, aka the hidden family of the Yortovian throne. What do you do? Where do you go? What happens?
So that is a good question. I think the first one bothers me more than the second one, actually. I mean, because this is something
Dad was a something.
Yeah.
Dad was a something.
I mean, this is more of a curiosity then disturbing. If that makes sense to me.
No, yeah.
Well, everybody belongs to a secret society. If nothing else, they're Masons. So.
Yeah.
Right.
Sure. Except for
that
pesky name. But then, yeah. But there was definitely some allegations of magic use, ritual, blah blah blah. But then again, secret society, there always kind of was. So.
Yeah, but it conjures up,
so to speak.
I'm assuming you didn't do that on purpose since you're not your husband.
Thank you. Thank you. One of the guys at the class with us, like when we were out of class, was filling in with the dad jokes to make us all feel.
Oh boy. I mean, what's your instinct? To head home, to head to the graveyard, to head to Quill Industries and find the boys, or
see the boys right now?
Yeah, the boys are all on their knees here. So.
I'll show up for the comforting tomorrow.
Okay.
No, I'm actually going to go back to the graveyard and try and God. Try and find. Well, let me back up. Were there other names on the list that I had a thought as to who they might be in real life?
Then, from back then? Yeah. Yeah, at least two of your dad's friends were probably, because in that same way, you have the thing where, the whole, I think of it as a Victorian thing where you've got like the random people from, old school chums that refer to each other as like Beaky and Binky and Spinders and like all these stupid names. But like your dad had two that he would occasionally yeah, exactly, true. But your dad had a couple of nicknames that seemed to coincide with that, with a couple of the guys that you always overheard them accidentally, but you did overhear them a couple times, and you can remember their family names. So yeah, I mean, there's maybe some clue there as to.
Yeah, so I'm gonna actually be going back to the graveyard to try and find, because I've never really done this.
Mm-hmm.
I've never specifically looked for ghosts from my era.
Interesting. Okay.
I don't know why, but it's not something I've talked with the ghosts that are there.
Okay.
Or really tried to, find a ghost of a grave, if that makes sense. So in other words, I've never gone through the graveyard looking for a name and tried to.
Okay. Very cool.
So.
Can I put a pin in that and start with that next session? Is that okay?
Yep.
All right. So we're going to be researching.
Hopefully not raising the dead or anything like that, but.
Yeah, that would be creepy. You wouldn't want a ghost raising the dead. I mean, that's like AIs designing more AIs and then. Oh, wait a second. That's what Jason's doing. Okay. Okay.
He just has virtual ghosts.
That's kind. You can always reboot them, right?
Mercury.
Right.
Mercury. The press conference winds down. There's a moment where Agent Waters comes by and kind of grips your hand and at the same time kind of claps you on the shoulder, like, good job, kid. Did your folks proud. Dimly in the back of your head you hear, did I? But did I? Where do you go? It's about, I don't know, 5 or 6 in the afternoon.
Jason has disappeared.
Jason has disappeared.
Cochran has disappeared.
Yeah,
Ghost Girl isn't there.
Ghost Girl wasn't there, and Link is probably heading out with all due haste with Numa to get out to Otto and get the hell out of here. Unless Link contradicts me on that, I think he's probably beating feet. What do you do?
Catherine?
Did she fall asleep? I'm going to be paranoid about that for the rest of my life.
I'm muted.
Okay, all right.
I
I had so much I had so much guilt from that before. Okay, so what do you do? Do you think? Head back home.
I really don't want to.
Well, you can always go to Quill Industries and claim you had to do a debrief or something, or study. Quick text back to your folks. Studying at Jason's, lots to catch up on. Winky face, rain shower, poop emoji, 4 eggplants.
Oh, it's Dad who
Yeah,
does the emojis.
Right, yeah, your dad is.
I made enough fun of him for one day.
That's fair. Yeah, because he'll occasionally just like send you a you don't even know what he's asking because he just sends you an eggplant with a question mark after it. Like, huh? Like what? What are you asking? And
yes, that is an
Is he
eggplant.
trying to? Is gay?
I have no idea. No, he hasn't got in on that particular meme apparently. Eggplant? It's just random eggplant. Maybe he's asking what's for supper. I have no idea. I don't think he knows either. What do you think? Retreat to Quill Industries, or what do you think?
I think that Jason kind of is shaken up, so I think I should let him have his Alicia-filled space.
Okay. Head to your uncle's. I'm just brainstorming. I'm just throwing random stuff out. I have no idea.
Go off for coffee. Go bump into A10 at the coffee shop.
Things I do not need.
Is this like Jitters, where all the protagonists like show up sooner or later?
In the multiverse.
And they reuse the same set for like 4 different businesses.
Yes. Sometimes in the same episode.
Yes, in different time streams.
The time streams.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, I think kind of.
Either that, or I can ambush you with some bad guys, but you know.
You're going to do that anyways, so.
It's no less a gift for being thought of ahead of time.
I know. I think Mercury is gonna go around, experience life.
So you're just gonna be Mercury around the city?
Ignore troubles.
Or maybe be Harry around the city.
Ignore your trouble. Tell me about that move. What is that? Are you doing a get rid of a condition move?
No, that's not a move.
Oh no, I thought it was like.
It's a trigger for shedding hopeless.
Oh, but you don't have any conditions because somehow none of that paint got spattered on you.
Sounds like something to work on next time.
I'm fairly certain I did get all the way through 5 once, because there was one point where I
don't think I got you to 5. I think you had a take a powerful blow result that took you out, but that was the thing that shot you over to the Sepia-verse. It took you out of the scene or whatever. All right, so you go and be Harry through the city. That's fine. I can totally do something with that. Link to wrap up. Say again, Catherine.
This way, when the inevitable bad guys come, I'm away from all the nice teenage civilians at Jitters.
There you go.
Oh, there's always a coffee shop.
I thought you were going to go hang out at the mall, Harry.
Why would I do that?
No. Nobody hangs out.
Middle schoolers hang out.
It is. It's the mall has been taken over by preteens.
That's really
You walk
funny.
around and middle schoolers are the like walking around, hanging out. They don't even have money to buy anything. They just walk around.
They sound like, well, okay.
Eh,
Sounds like
Kids
retirees.
these days.
Sounds like retirees, actually. All right, so to wrap up, Link.
But retirees have money.
Link, do you?
Twice I sent you a tell in Roll20. Did you see that?
I did not, because I'm pacing around the room and playing with some thinking putty.
Looking for pens.
We're probably late. All right. Yes. Okay. And you probably have some contingencies in place for that. Do you let Waters know that you're gonna take that move, make that move?
Yeah, I will send him a text and probably anticipate him sending me a text saying, "Hey, what went on over there?"
Yeah. Okay. So you're kind of in. I mean, it's really not. Because some of this stuff is stuff that you were sort of had on loan from Aegis, so they can like send a van round kind of thing, unmarked van, around to pick up stuff that's easier to move because you don't. Otto doesn't have a Ford Transit van configuration, so that's probably easy enough to do. While you're doing that, and Otto and certainly Otto and Numa are helping and picking stuff up.
Well, since somebody else saw this tell, maybe I should just set what's going on.
Oh, sorry. So Bill's done a thing. I mentioned tearing down Link's house a couple of times because it would be obvious that the Rossum bot came from there and that it feels like it'd draw attention. We are, yeah, okay. So he's working on that because the zipper merge thing is a lot to get into right now. I will finish up with this. So while you're doing that, Numa says, I just got a message from my other me. We've been running a compare, data compare prior to the, running the zipper merge just as a precaution, and there's a discrepancy outside of what we were expecting.
Okay.
She kind of taps a couple of screens, and she pulls up basically like, the message, and it's basically a screenshot of like a check disk or a disk defragger. That's how I'm picturing it. But there's basically honestly, I take that back. What it looks like is two lines of audio, like two concurrently running lines of audio, and there's about a 5-minute patch of memory in the memory blocks for Numa in her body as opposed to AI Numa. That now you were expecting discrepancies for the time when they were apart. That's all fine. This discrepancy is, as near as you can tell, randomly located like 3 or 4 months ago, not concurrent to any other. Nothing was going on. And not only does it not match the AI's Numa's patch for that stretch for that period of time, but it doesn't remotely match the pattern of memory activity on either side of it. It's completely different. It looks like somebody just sort of excised a 5-minute rectangle out of the middle of
it's the alien abductee scenario.
Well, it's not blank. There's something else there that doesn't match either the surrounding territory in the Numa that has it or the concurrent. It's easy enough to, you can simply say in this section, the master copy is the AI Numa, and when you merge, it's gone. That's easy. But Numa says, I feel like we should take a closer look at this before we do that merge.
Well, examining this will be part of that merge. I mean, we couldn't proceed without doing that anyway, so that's fine.
All right. Is it okay that I'm bothered by this? Because I'm really bothered by this.
It just means people are just not going to stop messing with us. So yeah, just be cool for a while. We'll get it sorted out.
Okay. Okay. I know we will. I know you will. We all will. Anyway, all right. So that's where we're going to leave that. There's still, she definitely has trust in you, but it's definitely, yeah, she's a little bit tired of being screwed with.
I'm right there with her. Yeah.
All right. So that's where we are. Oh my God. Okay. So we're kind of on track. Quickly around.
Sorry, there was actually stuff I wanted to do with this, not just hear from her. But there's stuff that he's just going to be like, I'm going to chuck in the trunk. He doesn't have to take much. He just has some stuff that they're gonna take some stuff back. That's fine. They can keep it. Let this be on them. All that personal stuff that he's loaded into this place since then, he doesn't have room for. Probably doesn't have time for. But this place used to be a melt shop, and so he's basically going to slag the rest of it.
Okay.
And he's going to be crying the whole time because, like, damn, whoever did this, and probably knows who did this. You know what? Why was this worth whatever they're hoping to get? But at the end of this, he's also going to send a text message or whatever we have set up to the group and just ask one question. Does anyone have a couch I can surf on for a while?
Does anybody have what?
A couch I can surf on for a while.
I'm sure Jason has, 50 couches.
I'm not sure that. I mean, so the only people who are likely to respond to this at this point. Does Ghost Girl have a phone finally? Or some means of, well, we have to figure that out. So
it's only been days.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
It's only been days.
I know. Jason, I think we established that the Q phones work because they're just sort of
right
hardened to everything. So likely Jason and Harry are the two people who are most likely to.
And we'll hear an answer to this question next time, I'm sure.
Sure. That's out there in the wind. What else? I'm sorry, we didn't get. I think Link drew the short straw on camera time this time, and I apologize.
I've more than made up for having more of it than before. This is fine.
Okay. All right. What else did you want to have out there before we?
I just want to clear angry because I just destroyed something valuable and important to me.
Oh, okay, that's fine. You can absolutely do that. There is at least one point though where you start to throw out something because you're being really cold-blooded about throwing out stuff you don't need, and Numa's like, no, come on, you love that. Just you can keep that. I'll carry it myself if I have to. You're gonna keep that. And Otto is almost comically trying to cram more stuff in that he doesn't want to get rid of. So, and you're not, I don't imagine you're going after any of his stuff. It's mostly your stuff, but he's it's like stuff is being thrown in. He wants to make sure that none of his stuff is, accidentally going to be in this purge. So he's
he's the one carrying it. So yeah, I'm fine.
He's packing himself. I need a bungee cord. Do we have still bungee cords, or do you guys? I'm just gonna strap.
We got chains. Yeah, we can latch stuff to the roof.
Yeah, I'm just gonna the front hood. I won't be able to drive really fast, but all right. I really like this plastic reindeer. Whatever. I'm just. But yeah, I want to know. Actually, I'm gonna end on this. What does she make you keep that you were gonna burn out? That you were gonna melt? That you were going to be all cold-blooded about and get rid of, and she knows you well enough to tell you to keep it. Your secret.
I'm going to say the grade school yearbook where he was just a cute, innocent-looking, scared little kid with the big wide eyes and the comb-to-back hair because it was school photo day.
Mm-hmm. I like it. Why that yearbook? Was it a good foster family or foster person or? Because that would have been before Otto and stuff, right?
It would have been well before that, yeah. That was. I will give that some thought, and I'll get back to you.
Okay, that's fine.
Might have been. I don't remember when it was said when Rossum did all the stuff to Link.
It's been over his life. It's been for the last 10 years. So.
Okay.
Yeah, but the chip thing and stuff like that. Okay, all right. Anybody have anything else that they want to get in before we do the wrap up? Going once, going twice. In order of love letters, so Concord. Did you grow closer to the team, further away from the team, or more into the image of yourself?
Oh, geez.
Say grow into the image of yourself.
No, I don't think that happened.
Grow more into somebody else's image of yourself. That's not an option.
Grow into your image of yourself.
Air quotes everywhere. Grow terrified. That's not an option either.
Yes, I think we are going to grow into the image of the concordance here.
Okay, so what are we shifting? Is that's where you just shift yourself, right?
Is that what that is? I don't remember.
Yeah, shift one level up, one down.
Okay, well, since we've been going on the danger track, we're going to shift danger up and mundane down.
Alrighty. Love it. That's definitely the concordance's requirement at this point, so. All right, that's good stuff. The next person to have done the love letter was Jason? No. Link.
That was third.
Link.
I would say I grew into the image of myself. He's kind of in a hopeless situation right now. What with Rook just basically steamrolling over us, this news and whatnot. But he's not giving up.
Yep. What are you shifting up?
I'm going to say danger down and savior up.
All right. I like it. All right. Good stuff. Now it's Jason. Closer to the team, farther away.
I'm going to grow away from the team.
Oh. Okay.
Well, I mean, I had Harry, who had to fill in for me as kind of the team leader there in the press conference, tell me that I was growing away from the team.
That's fair. Or you could be, no, that's good. But
no, I was telling you to figure out your love life away from the public view.
Now, Harry, you lost your influence over me already from
so you
what
can't,
you did, right?
Yeah,
so I can't
take that one away, which makes it a little bit more complicated.
So I'm going to draw away from.
Or you're so grateful. Okay.
I'm gonna take a. I'm gonna. Actually, I just took my influence over Harry away, which is not what I should be doing.
No. Yeah, Harry's already taken. I'm assuming Harry, you took off.
Right.
Okay.
So what I want to be doing is removing.
You just tell them because they take it off there.
Removing influence over you from another character.
Right. So they take it off their sheet, not the other way around. Alternately, you're so grateful to Harry for pulling you out of your thing that you do that, but that's a thing too.
That's a thing. No, I grow closer to Harry. For kicking me in the balls.
Yeah. You know,
no, I don't.
You guys have expressed weirder like reasons to go closer.
Please, sir, may I have another? I'm going to.
I mean, there's tons of other things like.
If Link has influence over me, I'm going to take it away.
Okay,
I do.
Because
kind of got you into the situation.
Because there's stuff that I wanted to do to help him, but I feel like I need to step back from all of that and from anything that Link is kind of driving my actions around because I'm not in control of what I'm doing.
Okay, so you're more like I'm not angry at you. I'm just staying away from you because I'm bad for everybody.
Yes. All right. So if this help is loaning me a spare Alicia, I'll pass.
He has so many, though. I mean, seriously. Alicia, around the...
An Alicia for you, and an Alicia for you, and an Alicia for you.
Oh, no, I couldn't.
Everyone gets an Alicia.
Alicia AIs are like the zucchini of the Quill Foundation right now. It's just...
You plant one and...
I come into the break room and just dump a bunch of them on the table. Take.
Christmas presents.
So many zucchini.
Why
is it always zucchini? The one guy who brings in like bags and bags of half-eaten apples. All right. So you grow further away. What did you just remove?
I remove Leo's influence over me.
Is that it? That's all that happens?
Yes, that's all that I do.
All right. And then we are on to Harry. Grow more into your image of yourself, closer to the team, farther away from the team.
I think closer to the team.
And who gets influence?
Ironically enough, Jason.
Because he listened? I'm curious where like what happens there.
Because, correct me if my memory's wrong, but he was.
Well, you kind of turned to me, but you
accepted my help. I was able to help him.
Yeah, that's you were able to do.
You took point. You counseled me. You did all that stuff.
Yeah. So you're feeling kind of warm and fuzzy toward him because it felt like you really, it's like gave you the opportunity to step up, and you definitely stepped up. So that's.
And Jason is.
And I already have influence over you.
Yeah, you already have influence, so you can shift labels on Harry.
So Harry, I'm gonna shift you, superior up. Actually, no, because you didn't see what I thought that I was seeing.
Right.
So I'm going to
shift
you superior down, mundane up.
Okay.
I'm like 90% certain that's the opposite of what Uncle Chase did to me.
Did you move it already?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is I'm almost positive that's exactly what he did. Yeah. So yeah, you just did the exact same thing, which is great because he was saying do this thing and you did enough of the exact opposite of that. I mean, you didn't. It's funny because you didn't actually move to reject it, but you rejected it anyway and ended up reversing it by the end of the next session anyhow, which is great. And finally, Ghost Girl. Closer to the team, further away, or more into your own image of yourself? Oh, wait.
I'm gonna say.
Sorry, one quick thing. Harry, if you grow closer to the team, you can blah blah blah. I clicked on the wrong thing. 1 second.
Mark potential or clear condition.
Mark potential or clear condition.
So yeah, I think you can. I don't think you have any conditions, so you can mark potential, Harry. Hooray for that!
Potential, Harry.
Yay!
Yay! And now Margie. Sorry.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say I go, closer to the image of myself. Maybe
cool.
maybe not my image of myself, but
you learn more about yourself.
Knowledge of myself. How's that?
That sounds good to me. And that means you get to shift labels.
Let me question myself more. Yeah.
And you can shift labels. One up, one down.
Oh. I think I'm going to actually take one down from Freak and one up on Mundane.
Okay.
The reason being there is that, going to the library and doing research is a very mundane kind of thing to do.
And it's also a connection to your regular self. You're learning some weird stuff about yourself, but you're also kind of stepping back away from that a little bit and going.
But it's not my powers.
Right. Yeah, you're right. It's not your powers. It's your regular life, which is totally fine. I like it. So Freak down, Mundane up.
Yeah, I just moved it.
Your Freak is still at a 3.
I just moved it. Let me close it.
Oh, yeah.
There.
Oh, I see it. Yep.
It doesn't take effect until after you click off
it.
Or tap on something else, yeah.
Tap on something else. Cool. All right. Guys, thank you. That was an entire session of love letters, basically, but it was awesome. At least I'm really
I kind of expected that.
What's that?
Sort of like 15 minutes later.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll
so now that we're all dead, I mean,
there's it's like all love letters, but oh my God, the ripple effect of the conditions and the stuff that's happening at home with. Of course, it's been 3 sessions since I've been wanting to do the thing with Concord back at his house. So, although that didn't exactly happen how I expected it to happen either. I didn't expect you to like come in and like full Concord glowy mode, freaking out.
Oh. Oh no, but I figured it was going to happen someday.
Oh yeah, well there you go. There it is. All right, guys, I have a 11-hour drive to do starting tomorrow morning early, so I'm going to get off the thing. But thank you very much for a awesome fun time. That was good stuff.
Dice.
Yes.
Drive safely. Have a fine Thanksgiving.
Will do.
Yep. Safe travels. But
yes.
So 2 things. I sent you a message during the thing because I didn't really want to interrupt with this.
Okay.
But I finally posted the color guide for Concord. And everybody can see it because it's in the character sheet under the bio part.
Okay, hang on. Let me see. Concord. You finally did what now? Oh,
so
the picture?
Yeah.
The correspondence of colors to emotions.
Yes.
Oh, thank you. Yay. Where is? Oh, there. The colors of the concordance. Got it.
Uh-huh.
Got it. Cool. Excellent.
So.
That was what you were telling me in the chat because I'm just looking now. Wait a second.
Yes.
What? Oh, yeah. Dave, I've had so many screens open I didn't even see all the things that have been tapped in here on the background image. Link is also having girlfriend problems. The new team leader. Geez, I wonder who wrote that.
No, I didn't.
Very nice. Emo tap. I love the new background isn't just a bunch of different faces behind Jason. It's all just variant versions of Alicia. That's awesome. It's so funny. Okay.
The second part of that was I have untapped the safety seal.
You have untapped the safety seal?
I unlocked my moment of truth.
Oh. Okay.
So
I need to go and look and see what that is. Is that about to happen, or you've?
I have it. I have it unlocked and ready.
Oh, so you've paid you've got your potential and you paid in to unlock the thing, and now it's just sort of waiting there.
Uh-huh.
Okay then.
But I am hardly the only one at this point, I think, because I think
I don't know if anybody else has actually paid to do it.
Jason and Link have, I thought.
Have you guys actually like used advances to unlock your moment of truth?
I have.
I did not know that. Has Jason?
Jason has.
I did. You guys gotta tell me these things. I'm gonna miss it.
It's in the advances section on our sheet. You can also.
Oh, fine. Gotta go.
I even added text.
All right, I'm gonna go look at that stuff because apparently stuff's gonna happen, and things are gonna happen, and then it's gonna be stuff happening. It's crazy. All right. Moment of truth. Moment of truth. Actually, oh my God, so appropriate for all. Man. Okay. I like Harry stepping out as the leader, the Bonhomie leader, the aw shucks leader.
Yeah, it's especially ironic after Jason remembering the lectures given to him about dealing with press conferences.
And yeah, Link, yeah.
And then he proceeds to fall apart because there's little Alicia.
Little Alicia.
Come on, guys. TikTok. We have school tomorrow.
Yeah, no, that's so good. It's just
file out. Come on.
I mean, when it comes to press conferences, you talk about the one thing that really is not going to impress Harry. I mean, he's been watching those for so long. Anyway, literally his whole life. All right, guys, thanks so much. That was a ton of fun. I had a ball. I hope everybody else had at least like a noticeable fraction of the fun that I had, because that was a freaking riot. So
please, sir, I have another.